Hey, what's up guys, Theo here. In this video, we're going to go to Free Code Camp and we're going to do the Redux portion under front-end library certification. So again, you can read through all these. We're just going to basically just do the challenge. So the first challenge is to create a Redux store. And so Redux actually gives us this method called CraigStore. And what CraigStore does is CraigStore basically creates this store for us that is going to store our application state. And first argument, well, if we pass two arguments, the first is going to be the initial state. But the way it works is the second argument is the reducer. So basically what happens when each different action gets passed. So we'll have a second argument eventually here, which will be the action. And we'll look at the action type and sort of massage our state and change it based on that. So anyways, here what we're going to pass in is just this reducer, right? And again, because the argument to the reducer right here, this is the state with the default parameters. So our state is going to default to 5 right here. Let's just go ahead and run the test. And that works. Cool. All right, so next one is GetState from Redux store. So the store also has a GetState method on it, right? And what I can do here is I can just say, I'm just going to go from the free store written more precisely, use store.getState to receive, send this new variable to current state. So say current state equals store.getState, right? And this will return us back the state. So you notice we don't have access to the state directly, but instead we have to sort of have this abstraction of getState, which is nice. So run that, that's good to go. All right, next one. Let's define an action, right? So again, because we can't update the state directly, we have to update it through calling a dispatch method. What we have to do is we have to create what are called actions, which basically define a type, right, and usually a payload. So for now, we're just going to define a type. Just to make this a little bit more reusable, I'm going to say action types in case we build this out. I'm just going to say login is equal to login, right? Or I guess I could even do, let's see. Yeah, let's do this for now. Login. So I'll just say type. I'll just create this method here, right? Kind of an easy, quick helper method. Create action, and this is going to take in a type, and this is just going to return back to us a type, right? So now if I do create action, and I'll say action types.login, and that's my action. Cool. All right. Nice. So now we're going to define an action creator. Action creator basically returns the action object when called. Okay. So we'll say const action creator. This is just a function that when called is going to return us the action, right? It's just wrapping it and just making it more portable as a function. Okay, cool. Next up, we're going to dispatch. So remember how I said dispatch? This is like the set state on the store. So again, here we're dispatching the action creator. Again, when this is called, this is going to return to us our type. Same sort of thing. So there's also an action creator called login action, which returns, so basically we just want to dispatch this. So if we store.dispatch, and if we look at this, we can either dispatch login action, right? And again, if we just dispatch this is not going to work, right? Because we haven't dispatched a function. We haven't dispatched the invocation of a function. So now if we just dispatch this, you can sort of see that it's going to run. Handle an action in the store, right? So now that we've dispatched it, we actually have to do something with it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to write this switch statement, switch on the action.type, and then let's just write our default case, return the state, and cool. Well, it actually formats it. Nice. I guess it's got prettier in there. And if you're curious about that, I just did Command Shift F. Let me run that back. Command Shift F. Or sorry. Shift Option F. Sorry. All right. So what I want to do is switch on this action, and again we can just say case login. And what do I want to do? Fill in the bottle. It returns the state object with login set to true. So again, we don't want to ever modify the state directly. So we'll spread the contents of state. Again, you could do this with object.assign. And, oh, it doesn't like that, huh? I might not have that. Okay, so we can do object.assign. Right, here we go. Return object.assign state and login true. Login true. I think that should work. There we go, cool. So for some reason it doesn't have spread, but you can use object.assign, which says spread a blank copy, spread it from this object state right here. And cool. All right. Next up, guys, use a switch statement to handle multiple actions. We already did that. So if we're going to write a default case, let's just write this again. So we'll say switch action.type case. Let's define our default action again, return state. And then now we have two actions now. So we have case login. And what do I want to do here? We're just going to do the same thing. Object.assign state authenticated is true. And then here we're just going to copy and paste that. Case log out, clean that up a little bit, and I think that should get us what we want. Cool. All right, use constant for action types. Nice. So you're sort of seeing that we're writing this in multiple different places. So what we want to do is put this into an object right here. So say login, log out, and now we can sort of replace this right here. Action types.login, action types.logout, and again we can replace this here. Action types.login and action types.logout. And cool. So this is going to allow us to sort of be a little bit more careful about what we're writing. Clears content, just down to strings of login. What did I do wrong? Oh, my bad. So I guess it doesn't really like that. Let me just do this. Login equals login. Const log out equals log out. And let me just clean that up a little bit. And almost good to go. Run these tests. Nice. Okay, let's see how much more we got left in this. All right. So now we're going to register a store listener. So we also have this method on the store called subscribe, which every time state updates, or say we replace a reducer, it will run. Write a callback function that increments the global count each time the store receives an action, and pass this function to store.subscribe. Okay, so what we want to do is call store.subscribe, and we'll just say, we'll just create this method up here. Say const update count, and then this is a method, right, which is just going to, and then I'm just going to pass count into it just to make it a little bit more stateful, or a little bit more pure. I'll say count plus or equal to 1, sort of subscribe, and we'll just say update count, and let's make sure this works. And should also increment the count. Let me see. Okay, yeah, so that was the problem with making it pure. If I pass it in every single time, we're never updating it directly, right? Cool. So let me just do this, change this out to update count. And let me run that. Go to the next challenge, combine multiple reducers. We have combined reducers. Find the root reducer here, right? And I think we'll save this for the next video. So if you guys enjoyed it, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.